So,
welcome to the cappuccino video where we're going to reflect on the craziest week we've ever had in life and business.
the Cappuccino Reflection Diaries.
Yeah. Also this place, insane cocktails, insane. Tell the people what you've gone for, Dan.
So, well, we haven't actually ordered anything yet, but I'm gonna get a whiskey sour.
So we did come here literally yesterday and the cocktail was so good. I've gone for a little cucumber fizz. Banging.
It's gonna be good. The views here are crazy as well. Just looking out, palm trees, so good.
Hola chicos.
Hola.
Can I get a cucumber fizz, please?
Yes.
Can I get a whiskey sour, please? Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You want some olive?
Now we're fine for olives.
No.
Can we get some of your nuts?
Yes.
Cool, thank you.
Water for the table?
Now we're
No,
fine
we're
for
good,
water.
thank
Only alcohol, no? Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Their nuts are so good.
How's a bloke?
Their nuts are so good. Something that actually resonated a lot with me, which you said on the way here, was about killing your old self or something like that. That's a huge thing that everyone should do every year, really. Completely reinventing yourself into a new human being. So important.
Throughout this whole process, Dan has literally killed his old self in terms of the way he looks. His face has changed crazy, the mindset shift. And even with me, like this whole process of like getting super lean, it's different levels, getting photo prep lean to just doing like a little cut. And it tests you in every way, shape and form. And I think like that's been the best thing about the whole process of just getting that mindset shift of being sharp in all areas of our lives. It's kind of downstream from that point, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, all progression over the last 4 months in all areas of life have been downstream from getting lean and like pushing our body and mind to the absolute limit. It's all well and good doing like a 6-week cut, 8-week cut, that's easy. You can get relatively lean, but to actually bring yourself into that, you go to a family gathering and they're like, they think you look ill, and like your fucking grandparents take you to the side and they're like, you need to eat more food. That level of lean is life-changing lean, and not many people can take themselves there.
No, and you're basically working on this goal that nobody understands, bar me and Dan. Parents don't get it. Majority of like the average people, they don't get it either. So you're just on this mission, starving yourself basically in the trenches, and it's all just a mindset game. And that plays in your mind wanting to sell your soul for a cookie and like eating a sweet treat when you could easily just cheat on your diet, or like when you're going shopping you can easily grab something. But just keeping that promise to yourself, that is what creates that kind of mental sharpness of like, yeah, I can do it.
Keeping that promise to yourself, that's a massive point actually. Because like proving to yourself that you actually do have that self-respect and that like ability to hold back on instant indulgences for future proofing your mindset is like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because the main process is basically just a huge process of delayed gratification. Because the result is we wanted to get photo prep lean, but it takes 16 weeks, 14 weeks to drop the body fat to reveal that. So you're not going to see anything till like the back end of the process, which it all kind of came at once. At the very back end, we're like, oh my god, we're actually like changing our appearance on a crazy level here. But the biggest gain was it from the mindset shift more than the physical. The physical's great, like we look great in pictures, but the whole mental shift that's what's changed us as a people.
I asked myself in like a different video, I was like, would I have done it if I couldn't post any photos about it? I didn't get any of the physical rewards out of it at all. I just had to go through the whole process and feel all the hardship and pain mentally. Would I still do it? And the answer is 100% yes, because it changes you into a completely new human being. You're so much sharper, you're so much more confident, you're so much more self-assured, you have so much more self-respect for yourself, you understand when you want to say yes and when you want to say no. It changes your whole perception of reality, and it's just fucking incredible.
It's crazy, it's literally a catalyst. And people say like lean is law, but now we understand why they say that.
Yeah.
And it's set us up in such a good position that we're going to maintain this condition throughout now.
Yeah.
Because just like the downstream stuff that comes from it, not just like the overall look,
Yeah.
which has been the best thing.
The funny thing is like, a lot of people around us would probably see us doing this, probably like feel sorry for us because we're starving ourselves, which we are, but like they'll feel sorry for us in like a pity perspective, which is the wrong perspective to look at it completely. But they'll probably be now, they'll be like, oh, so now you can just like put the weight back on and life will go back to normal. No, this is normal life now. This is the standard. This is what we're used to now. We've killed our old self, like we mentioned, and now we were here, and now we're here. And everyone else is wanting us to come back down here because it makes them feel better about themselves. But this is just our natural threshold now.
I think one thing like before this, we were probably like working at, I don't know the actual number, probably like 20% of our capacity in terms of like output and everything. And just throughout of doing this process, it's created like a new kind of gear shift that we have shifted into. That's just a new standard. So it's like we've gone from second to fifth, and now fifth is like what we've been steamrolling into business and our mindset and what we carry, how we carry ourselves, to be honest.
Yeah. I still think we're only at like 50%.
Yeah. We're still like small in the grand scheme of things, but like the shift from there to now, that's been
Ridiculous.
That's been a mental one.
Ridiculous. And it's weird looking back at how we were previously, and we thought we were on point, and we thought that we like were sharp and spoke clearly and had clarity of mind and knew what we wanted in life. But
We thought we had pretty good physiques.
Yeah.
But we were just sloppy with it. We got lazy with our own goals.
So lazy.
We were just so late. We were just maintaining, or just like it wasn't a priority generally. Like our own goals were not as much as a priority, and we weren't leading from the front as coaches either.
not at all.
Which was a big sticking point, which we didn't realise.
We thought we were leading from the front, but we just weren't. Now, if you go onto our Instagram pages, without sounding like a prick, you will see our most recent posts, and you probably wouldn't have seen a physique that good all day.
But not even just that, the evidence of people messaging and DMing us, that is the evidence of like, we've got people congratulating us, people that bought into our journey from start to finish. Like the comment that you had the other day of some guy, no, literally earlier today, some guy saying, I followed you for like 3-4 years, and like the physique you built now is mental.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I probably last spoke to him maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I haven't spoken to him since, and he must have been following my journey in the background, and now he's finally actually not reached out, but commented on my most recent photos that I uploaded, and expressed his thank, I guess. I don't know how to put it, but yeah, he's mental.
That's cool. And like we've built up like we're like a tiny personal brand in the grand scheme of things, but from the process and just like where we've got to now, we've really built like a little community.
I think we've got a bit of a platinum cult building
Yeah.
brewing, to be honest.
because like when we first started Platinum, we've had like a community of people who used to support us, like very, very strong somehow, and we kind of killed that off by going like the wrong direction.
Yeah.
But now it's like building back again. The people, they're interested about our journey. They're all watching, and it's pretty cool.
And if you think from like a business standpoint, moving slightly away from the mindset chat, if you're thinking about a business mindset, think about all the best brands. They all have cult followings. So for example, most recent brands like Runner, for example, they have a serious cult following. And that's why they're blowing up so much recently in the past few months and years. And that's what we're building with our small followers. We don't have that many followers in the grand scheme of things, but we have the capabilities to build our business at 10, 15, 20k a month, just because, you know, we have people that trust us, see us as an authority in the space, and want to learn from us.
Yeah, like we generally don't need a big following to create that, and we're going to prove that within the next few months. Like, so we want to be like the George Heaton of our followers, and that's a big reason why like everyone wants to wear and represent, because him.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be a George Heaton, don't they?
Yeah, literally, yeah. He's got like the most cult following ever.
Exactly. So we're basically doing that on a smaller scale, which we do have people message that want to be us. Well, not necessarily want to be us, but like be within our environment and want to speak to us. And that's what we've learned from our community meetup that we did as well, like the other day.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's go. Now we've got the drinks.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cheers, bro. This is what it's about.
Cheers, brother.
That's so refreshing.
Look at that. Crazy.
Mate, it's so good.
Oh, so like cucumbery.
We go through some quotes. Now we're getting on to the reflection side of the video.
So we thought we'd run through some like of the actual hard-hitting, deep quotes and things that we've heard recently, and just expand on those.
Yeah. And so this is from a podcast that we're kind of listening to at the moment, and like great about reflection. So you can smell the roses from you can't smell the roses from a galloping horse. That's such a mic drop from Jimmy Carr.
Huge. Firstly, Jimmy Carr is a wisdom-filled beast, mate. He's obviously got his whole like comedy side of his life that is killing, obviously. Everyone knows who he is. But the amount of wisdom and intellect that man has is ridiculous. He's so smart. And yeah, that line is... I resonate a lot with that line because one of my toxic traits is just not being able to slow down or take the foot off the gas and actually appreciate what we've done.
It's been a struggle for both of us.
Yeah.
Like, since we've done Platinum, we've literally celebrated once, and it was only within like the last year because we made ourselves do it.
Yeah, literally. We forced ourselves to go out for steak.
Yeah, bear in mind we've been doing this for like 5 years, and I've only recently gone out with Dan, probably in the last year, and I've known him for ages. This is mental, but yeah, just being like with your head in the game, it's hard to see how far you've come, appreciate the wins. Don't get me wrong, you don't want to just celebrate everything 24/7 and just throw yourself off the momentum, but you still want to understand like what's going well, where you need praise, and then accept it and then continue moving to the next step. Because the only thing is classic with like entrepreneurial mindset, you're always just raising the bar and setting the next goal, and that's what we do all the time. So it's like a blessing and a curse. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I think that hunt to find the next peak is only going to benefit us. We're still very early in our lives and very early in the game, and we need to keep that hunger and keep that drive, especially as we're young. Energy is at its max it's ever going to be. Like, we can work back-to-back 60 nowadays without a problem. Creativity is also through the roof. You don't see anyone else here with a camera reflecting on business. Creativity is through the roof at the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we just need to ride the train of hunting for that next peak, but also in conjunction with that, just appreciating everything that's happened. We've literally doubled our business in the last 3 months, like completely changed our lives with our physique, and so many other things in the background that are just getting so much better and more fulfilling and more prosperous. It's just
I think another point from that, which has been pretty pivotal, is like understanding where we spend our time and who we spend it around, auditing who we actually spend our time with in terms of like friends, content, especially friends. We're super careful who we hang around with now, because now we actually realise how precious time and our time is and where it's being spent.
Yeah, I mean, like, we won't say names, but like something recently happened which annoyed me and James, basically.
We rarely get annoyed.
Yeah,
as well.
like we don't really get annoyed, and we essentially let someone into our business to aid us with something, paid them good money, treated them really well, and
it was just not what we expected.
no, and they kind of, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think we cut that bit out.
Yeah, we got
it's
that
not worth. Cut that out, edit.
Yeah.
Dan.
I might as well leave it. Okay, but yeah, setting your circle is so important, because if you get bad energy in your circle and people that's going to drag you down, it will literally take your mental real estate and put it into. You'll start thinking about shit that doesn't matter. You'll start thinking about these negative people when you could be thinking about something else. You should protect your thoughts, protect your energy so much. It's so easy to say protect your time, say yes when you want to say yes, say no to most things, but no one really thinks protect your energy, protect your thoughts, protect your mental real estate. That is equally, if not more, important.
I think throughout this process with the cut as well, we've had to say no to a lot, because it would just put us in a terrible environment to like go off plan. So that's forced us to spend a lot more time with ourselves and realise we actually really do like our own time, and we only want to spend that around people that's going to bring value to that.
Yeah.
Which is also big.
Yeah, saying no is a huge thing. Like the shoot, or the last 4 months we've been through, because we basically had to say no to 95% of things.
Yeah, everything.
Most things that people ask you to do include energy, calories, drinking, food.
We need to speak about that as well. Dan did 97 days sober. I did like 4 months.
You smashed it.
That was pivotal with me as well. progress and just mental clarity. The amount of mental clarity and kind of life momentum I got from that is a superpower.
Yeah.
100%. Like we love drinks and like we're literally having a drink now, but definitely think everyone should have a period where they kind of just focus on different avenues, whether that's a goal, whether that's their business, and just by not drinking, you give yourself this kind of higher starting point where you don't waste any time, because you're not necessarily going out, you're not necessarily starting from a lower point where you're being hungover. Because drinking, you should only be doing it if you're celebrating.
Yeah.
Like, in fairness, it tastes sweeter. It's literally a poison into your body that has no benefits.
Yeah.
It has no benefits.
And people will only see that. People will only see what he just said as a toxic thing because they're so intertwined in the UK culture of drinking. They think like, oh no, you should just drink just like to have fun. And it's like,
if you need a drink to have fun, you should reevaluate if it's actually fun, or whether it's just a drink and you're getting absolutely shit-faced. But that just comes like from a uni culture as well. Obviously UK and uni culture, all it is getting smashed every night. That's probably about 95% of it.
literally.
And that was like my uni experience. And so the not drinking and saying no, and actually I did go on a few nights out where I wasn't drinking. And not drinking, you realise like, why am I here? Why is everyone absolutely spastic? And like, yeah, you do realise a lot.
I think I went on like 2 nights out in the prep and didn't drink. And yeah, I don't know, it's just weird. You just get really tired really quickly of just like the same conversations, and it's just like...
You just realise a lot of people are in the same cycle. The same cycle, just live for the weekend, work during the week, and then spend it all. And that's what it is. All their fun is literally just drinking.
And that is just like UK culture, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean everyone's got to follow it, you know?
No. But alcohol is literally the only drug that you're weird for not doing.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. This is a bar. Should we go on to another one? We can speak about your body is a reflection of your daily habits,
That's a big one.
which is so true. You can tell everything about a person by the way they look, like their appearance and their body, in terms of like how disciplined they are, if they're consistent with like looking after themselves. Like, you can be a millionaire, but if you're out of shape, you can't buy that. You can't buy a physique. You can't buy the 16-week photo shoot prep physique that we've just done. You've got to earn it.
Yeah. If you were to compare a photo of me in, well, this time last year compared to a photo of me now, you could write a book about both photos and depict exactly the person I was. And that's a very, very fair reflection of who I was at the time in each photo. Like now, well, back then, not tracking my calories as much as I should have, drinking too much, making bad choices, not training to my full potential.
The main thing is the standard just wasn't there that we had. These standards that we've got from the shooters are mental, and that's come across everything now. The way we carry ourselves, the habits, our physique, literally everything. And we didn't have the high standards that we thought we did.
No.
As simple as that. It sounds tough.
And it's crazy because we'll probably look back at this point now. But to be fair, we will see that we had high standards now. But I think there's more levels to go.
Yeah, like the bar can definitely get raised even more, which that's also scary.
So dangerous.
Yeah, definitely. Right, let's go for don't be the best, be the only.
Yeah,
which is another Jimmy Carr bang.
Jimmy Carr coming out with
Mate,
the heat.
Jimmy Carr in the most recent Modern Wisdom. If you haven't listened to it, listen. Unreal. So
much heat.
Mic drop moments. But that's huge. I've been the only. I've never heard that frame as well.
You want to be someone in your friendship group, or actually probably not in your friendship group, because if you've curated your friendship group properly, everyone around you would be pretty similar in terms of where they want to be, their ambitions, drive, personality traits, habits, etc. But around, for example, the people that you grew up with or the people at home, you need to be that person that everyone can look at everyone they knew at home and they can point you out and be like, fucking hell, he did some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's such a big compliment as well.
Biggest compliment.
Like, one of those things where people are like, that guy is always busy
Yeah.
because he's on his own shit.
And yeah.
I feel like that is kind of what we're working towards.
Yeah.
and
Definitely.
people would describe as that.
It's not what we're aiming. It's not what like the goal is, but it's the byproduct of what we're doing. It's the byproduct of setting a standard so high for ourselves. It makes us nervous. It makes us want to wake up in the morning and fucking grind at 5:30. You know.
Being high agency.
Yeah.
That's huge. And like no one else around us but Dan and like a few other mates that we have gained from this process of like entrepreneurship that we didn't have before. No one else is like that. And that's why it's so hard to break away. It's so hard.
And it's so hard to break away from like if you've got no one in your circle that cares about self-development or health or being earnest or anything along those lines, it's hard because you've got no one to bounce off, you've got no one to motivate you, hold you accountable. But that's literally why we started Platinum as well. It's about build the community and give boys give young men like an environment to thrive and genuinely thrive and get gassed about.
Fully. And that is literally what we're creating at the moment. In our community meetup, we literally we want to slowly like build it to do like talks and mindset things, and we did like a little like mindset talk, which I don't know. I
was pretty nervous about it.
It went pretty well considering. Like the
I
whole day did, but yeah, that was really cool, and that's just like the start of what we're creating at the moment. That environment, that standard, and the amount of authority we've gained from doing this photo shoot within the space. Our clients see that. Our clients get inspired by us, which is such a pivotal role as a coach to lead from the front.
It's also such a privilege to like be able to lead lads into a better life. It's such a sick feeling to have the knowledge and have the opportunity to actually give lads the opportunity to become such a high standard of themselves that they didn't even realise was possible, which is sick.
It's cool, because literally every single client at the moment, we have their best interest at sight, and we are like, some people we're really straightforward with, but we tell them what they need to hear, and whether that's blunt and brutal, then some people do, and then that allows them to evolve and level up, and that's the environment that we want for people. And 9 times out of 10, most people won't have around them at all, and we all tell them straight what they need to hear, and then that causes them to grow.
What's the most important thing to realise is that we wouldn't say anything to our clients that we wouldn't say to each other. Me and James hold each other accountable more than anyone. Like, if one of us is even slacking 1%, we'll tell him and drag him up. But that's just the respect we have for each other and the respect we have for the business and what we're growing and everything around it. And the clients know that as well.
Yeah.
So, that's just an extra level of trust there as well.
Exactly. And we are the business. We're slacking and no one else is going to follow us. We'll be literally frauds.
Yeah.
So that's just another accountability stack as well. So we have each other, the business, and we just are Platinum, which is the standard, which is pretty cool. Alright, this is a good reflection one. Maybe you don't notice your own progress because you're always raising the bar. And that kind of goes hand in hand with what we were saying earlier about always being in the game rather than reflecting.
Yeah, that's a big one. I don't know what to say about that. It's fucking big.
Yeah, it's just, sometimes you do need I know like we're very early on, but you do need to reflect on your wins, because if you're always full steam ahead, there's going to be a point where you're going to hit a wall, or you're just not going to celebrate what you've achieved, and you're always going to be chasing that next thing, and there is always a next thing. The goalpost always moves, because the best thing is always the process.
Yeah.
And that's what we've gained from the photo shoot thing as well. It's cool when you hit a goal, it's so cool when you get a watch, a car, but that wears off, rather than like appreciating getting that thing.
Yeah, like true meaningful accomplishment is what people should search for and really strive for, especially as like young men, especially.
Yeah, as a guy, you need to be working towards something. If you're not, you're simply stagnating.
Yeah.
Like there's no in the middle. You're either going backwards or you're working towards something.
Unfortunately or fortunately, a man's worth in the world is usually weighted on their accomplishments, not necessarily money-wise, but their intellect, worth to the world, what they've accomplished, and things like that. Yeah. It's not necessarily weighted on how they look. It's more weighted on other things.
Men don't get unconditional love.
Yeah.
Which is true. Only dogs and women get that.
I've never read that before.
Really? It's true. Like, everyone just loves dogs just for being a dog.
Yeah.
Like, guys, you got to earn your worth, and that's why.
have to earn your worth.
That's why the average Joe struggles in life, because he's just average. He has not much going for him, and you need to separate yourself. Whether you're trying to look for a partner, whether you're trying to build a business, whether you're trying to gain some status, whatever that may be, you need to stand out from the crowd.
Yeah.
Or you're just gonna.
Disappear into the crowd. And there's like so much competition nowadays as well, just in life in general. Not even on looks, like status, intellect, money, everything.
And
Physique.
yeah, and
Like,
this is aimed at people that want to do more. If you want to be average, cool, so be it. But that's not why you're on this video. If you're watching this video, you want to.
if you're like, I'm blind, I can't even see what that says.
29.
If you're 29 minutes into a video, then you know, like, you probably give a shit about this sort of stuff. So this is pretty worth something.
Exactly. So just don't settle for mediocre. That's like the key message from that. And through this whole video is have a high standard and stick to it. I think standards and just not settling is such a great trait to have.
Yeah.
And if you don't know your standard, find someone that does, and then emulate them. See how they hold themselves. Or if you don't know where you want to take things, you don't know what you want to do, just find someone that you want to aspire to be like, and then copy what they do. Because I can guarantee you, if they're successful, they got a great physique, they got this crazy business, they have a seriously high standard that they hold themselves to.
That's like, I guess that's like us with our clients. A lot of them have no idea the level in which they can get to. Lewis, for example, he could, if he trained seriously, really hard for the Valencia Marathon that we're doing, he could actually do that.
Which is crazy.
And that's what we're pushing him to really try and do that, and we're pushing him to do a photo shoot as well, because he also could do that, because he's got a great frame. He could pack on a lot of muscle and do a great photo shoot and look unbelievable. But I think if we weren't there, he wouldn't realise that. He wouldn't actually try and pursue that goal, because he wouldn't realise it was possible. He wouldn't realise that standard for him is accessible. He wouldn't realise that level is unlockable for him. He would think it is just like, it's behind a gate and you just can't get there. But we're here to be like, no mate, this is achievable, and we're going to actually help you get there.
That's kind of like a big part of our job, just seeing that for people where they can't see the light, and we are the catalyst to bring that out for clients. Like, that's literally a huge part of what we do, because like the coaching stuff, obviously we get people to facilitate results, but we also facilitate growth in everything. It's mental.
Facilitate belief in themselves, and facilitate them understanding and standing for themselves, which is so much harder than the one they have right now.
And that's what fitness, that's the reason why I love fitness so much and how I got into it, because I got into the gym, I did everything wrong, and then I started to make some progress, follow things, saw people, and then that was just a catalyst for everything in terms of like confidence, mindset, life momentum, gains, meeting people. It's crazy.
Yeah, let's go that one.
So we're kind of similar. We can go with never wrestle with pigs. Both get dirty, and the pig likes it. I don't really know.
What do you mean by
say.
that?
It's basically, so say if someone's like shit talking you, it's never good to drop to their level.
Oh right, yeah.
So, say if you're getting negative comments, never lower your standards to that and actually do the same thing back.
Yeah.
Because they like it.
But I'd say that just comes to the cynic point, doesn't it? Really?
It's basically like you should always be the bigger person, even how hard it is. Sometimes if we tricky in doing that, someone you really dislike, someone's commenting on your photos, someone's done something to your fam, I don't know, it could be a million things like that.
You also got to realise where they're coming from as well. They're just coming from a state of jealousy and envy of what you've done, especially if you've achieved something and someone's got something to say about it. 10 times out of 10, they're just pissed off that they didn't have the capabilities and standing for themselves to do it themselves. So
because no one ever shits on someone that's above them. It's always lower, the way around.
Oh, we're wrong. Yeah, no, people don't punch down.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say on this one, but it's mute the world and build your own. That's just quite a hard bar.
It's bars.
Hey, don't think, do. That's probably one of my favourite quotes, where just your internal thoughts can easily take over any decision that you make. And often, it's just a load of rubbish, like 9 out of 10.
Mate, talk to them about your girlfriend.
My girlfriend? Oh yeah. So this can come with like dropping game, where in a sense where obviously I'm single, so I was on a bus the other day, and like this 10 out of 10 worldie got on, and and we were just sat opposite when you're like clocking eyes, and I was sat there, I was like, I've got to say something. But I sat there for a good 20 minutes, and it was like a half an hour bus journey. I was like, oh, we're about 5 minutes away, I've got to do something. Because not just like to get a number, but for my own sake, of like giving myself that confidence that I can actually approach a female, which in the grand scheme of things is nothing. But at the end of the day, I made an approach and managed to get her details. But like just that evidence of doing that gave me such a win and such a high of such a little thing, of just not letting that internal take over. Because that's what happened. I was just sat there. When she says no, there's so many people about what can go wrong, and that's just your mind giving that survival sense where it's literally just bullshit. And if I just didn't think and just did it, then your mind would not take over.
Your mum will always try to keep you safe in the safest situation, which will always be the wrong situation for you in the long term. So for example, like cliff jumping, obviously you shouldn't jump off a cliff, but nine times out of 10 you're going to be fine and you're going to have a great time, and you're going to get an exhilarated feeling out of it.
But there'll be a point where your mind's like, don't do it, you're going to
do
die.
not jump, you're going to die, you're going to hit a rock, you're going to drown, you're going to get eaten by a shark. All sorts of shit is going to happen, but it's not really going to happen. It's just your mind catastrophizing. And your mind doesn't know the difference between real life and thoughts. It just takes everything at face value. So,
Don't always listen to your thoughts, because they're just made up perception, which come from yourself. So that can come with like a lot of like overthinking as well. Just overthinking things. 9 times out of 10, action kills that. You just take action quicker, then that's the best thing you can do. Especially in like business, quick action. You can fail quickly and learn and adapt.
Yeah. Action kills anxiety.
Yeah.
Just a fact.
That is, don't think, do. I love that quote. That comes from the mighty Mo Samuel.
Yeah.
We've already got quite a lot here, mate. We're on 36 minutes. Your wisdom.
Well, cheers to the shoot.
Yeah.
Cheers to the growth. Cheers to platinum as well.
And if anyone's watched this far, drop down a comment, because that's respect.
Yeah, if anyone's watched this far and you want some coaching, message us. We can get you on the team.
Yeah, if you want to be part of a sick community where we have business chats like this with a few cocktails, absolute vibe.
Yeah, and get you in the fucking sick shape as well.
Yeah. You know who to DM.
Sam.